Hi Deborah, hi Melissa. Oh, how are we going? Are we all right? Oh. So, oh. I finally figured out and got me horizontal back on rather than vertical. So that's better. It'll give us a bit more of a view when I turn to the sewing machine. So. Hi Tracy. How's everyone doing? Did they all have a good Thanksgiving? Those that celebrated it? We don't celebrate it here in the UK. So today I wanted to show you what I bought. I bought 3 panels to do applique. So this is how they come, all your fabrics on the panel, and there's the picture, and you've got all your fabrics around it to use. Now the first one I did, I should have chosen the easier one first, was a Highland cow, and I did it at a lesson. I got as far as 2 ears in 2 hours, because she gives you some interfacing, and what she says is to use the interfacing and trace your shapes out of your pieces on your fabric, and then so like let's find a piece where you can see it easier. So this ear is behind that part of the head, so you trace those 2 pieces, and then you sew down, but you start sort of here and sew around, leaving that bit open so that you can lift it up when you get to trace this bit, which was a faff. I tell you, it was unbelievably difficult. Apart from anything else, it was hard to trace from this white as well, to see through the interfacing to trace it. Anyway, we managed it, and we got me cow completed. But by the time I got to this area here, I was so fed up with it, I just put any colours I wanted on, because I just couldn't be coping anymore with figuring it out. And because I only got that ear and this ear done at the lesson, when I came home, I thought, I can't be doing with this. So the Elmer glue stick came out. So now I've started today, I've been again this morning. Hi Laurie. And I've started my pig. But what I did was I've cut all my pieces out and I've pinned them on where they need to be. And so now I'm starting to zigzag around my pig. Because it was doing me head in, doing that. But she did say that the Highland cow was the hardest. Why I picked that to do first. I should have done my pig first, because the pig's a lot easier. She said the pig and the goat are the easiest, and then there's a normal cow rather than a Highland cow. She said that's easy. I haven't got that one. Then there's a cockerel, which is quite difficult, and the Highland cow, which is the hardest. There's also a dog, which is sort of in between. There's quite a few pieces on the dog as well, but I don't like the dog. Don't look right. And it's Irene and Lewis is the fabric. The designer is Delphine Brooks, and this pig's called. Now, what's the pig called? Hold on, let me get my scrap bucket out, and I'll tell you what the pig's called. Find me piece with it written on. I know it's in here. Is it on that bit? And it gives you instructions on the bottom of the panel. Didn't tell me the name on this one. Don't know whether it's Penny the pig. Is that it? No, that's the bit that came off Hamish, the Island cow. Can't find it. I'm sure it's something like. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to knock you. I think it's something like Penny, or it's a short name, and I know it begins with a P, and it's a girl name. So who knows? Could be anything. I think it's Penny. So I'm just setting this back up under the machine again, and I want to start next. She also said that you don't tie off your ends because you pull your ends through and knot them on the back. Again, to me, that's a bit of a faff. On her machine today, I had to do that because she doesn't have a knot button. This machine I've got, it's got one where you can knot it. It knots it for you. So I've just been using that on the one at home. Oh, just bear with me 2 seconds. Sorry, my sister's just messaged me. Oops. Sorry, I won't be a minute. Right, see if that works. Okay, sorry. Yep. So let me get my needle in the needle down position, and then I'll turn you around. So I've got my machine set up as for the length of the stitch a 0.7 and a 4 for the width. Alright, my sister's trying to log into something, and it's going to send a verification to my phone. That's not it, that's me. Come on, send me a message. It's supposed to be sending me a message, come on. I think it's sending it to my phone, I don't think it sends it to my email. Sorry about that, just bear with me 2 seconds until she... Oh, you found a link for the cockerel, one of you. That's great. I know I've tried to... I wanted to buy a different... Because they have an owl. She'd got a thing that said there was an owl. And the owl isn't part of this set of 6 that she had. And I don't know. I would like to get an owl if I can, but just bear with me a minute. I might have to check my email. Hold on. Right, bear with. That's it done. Right, hopefully she'll be all right with that now, and it'll let her in to what she's trying to get into. So let me see if I can turn you around so you can see the machine. Yeah, so like that worked that she was after, so that's fine. Just watch your eyes if you're a bit dizzy. Bear with me a minute. Oh, trying to get my lead out of the way. Bring that over a bit. There. Okay, can you see that okay? And so I'm just basically zigzagging around my pieces. Locking it in and come on. But there's like some really pointy shapes, and I never know which side to stop. So I never know if I'm in the right place with me. Try and keep my hand out of the way because you couldn't see then, could you? No, it's just a case of just turning your pieces around as you go and just going as slow or as fast as you're comfortable with. So I don't want to stay on too late today because Melissa and I have got a holiday hop starting today, and Melissa's first up. Well, it's 3 o'clock my time, so I think it's 10 o'clock your time. Is that right, Melissa? Her first part of it is up. So I mean, if you tried to colour match with thread all these pieces, it would be an absolute nightmare because you'd be forever changing your threads over. With all these fiddly little shapes as well, it's all stop and start and turn, and I'm going to make some cushion covers out of mine for my sofa. So we'll have a nice colourful sofa at Christmas. So I mean, I'm just stitching this purple piece down at the minute, which is part of the eye, and you can see why it takes so long to do it, because there's so many fiddly pieces on it. And this is the easier one. The harder one was that Highland cow. There was that many little pieces. So anybody that's done a lot of applique might come up with a better way of doing. Just bear with me. Let's turn you around. Watch your eyes. Okay. So I've just sewn that purple eye in there. I've still got the black to go around it. But as you can see, it's going to take a bit to finish this one, but this is the easiest, apparently. And my sweet little Highland cow was the hardest. And I did choose the hardest first, which was a bit daft, wasn't it? And then I've got the goat, which apparently is quite easy. But what I did find with the pig, this piece here is all one piece of fabric that you cut the shape out of, but the piece of fabric that they gave you to use wasn't quite big enough, so I've had to add an extra little bit in there so that it fits in, because there wasn't enough fabric. So I don't know whether that's a fault with all of them, or I mean, I certainly didn't have enough interfacing to do me Highland cow. Luckily I'd got the other two sets, and by the time I'd cut the interfacing for the Highland cow and for the pig, I'd used the 3 pieces of interfacing that she gave me to do all 3. But she's given me another piece of interfacing today so that I can do the goat. Got a bit of brain dead then. So yeah, so it's going to take me a while to finish him and then to make the cushions. But once I've got those done, there'll be me Christmas things, and that's all the scraps of fabric that I've got left from cutting out the 2. So there's plenty of scrap of fabric. Other than that one piece for the on the pig's face didn't fit. So, but whether that was because she just, well, I don't know whether it was because it was too short or printed too short. I don't know. Because like I say, it all comes printed on one panel. So that's what I've been working on. So how's everybody else been? What else have you been working on, everybody? And holiday hop, we've been sorting holiday hop out, Melissa and I. So I'm hoping you can hear me, because I've seen no messages come up since I came back in. Hello, can you hear me? I think I better check me on here to make sure. Right, hold on. So I've got no chat coming up on my iPad, so let me just go back and have a look. Could you go back those with some thin batting to add a more quilted look? Would that be a major pain? Actually, it probably wouldn't if I put some batting on before I make them into my cushion. Just put it on the back and just quilt round. I wondered where my pieces had gone then, because they weren't on here. Where's me Island Cow? He might be a bit awkward, but it's not impossible. You could put a piece of batting behind him and just go round the outer edge to pad him out. That's possible. Anything else I missed? Etsy has all the panels in stock. I wonder if that Heartland quilt is just a US based one, and whether she can. I'm an enabler. Yeah, I am, sorry. You've ordered a couple of panels of cows. What, the Highland cow or just the plain little cow? That's, yeah. And a bag. They'd be nice as fronts of bags, I think. Oh, right, okay, so there's loads of UK-based places for them. Yeah, I wonder if they've got the owls on, because I've fancied getting the owl and doing the owl for my sister. Making her a cushion for Christmas. I'm cutting it a bit fine. I've got that much to do for Christmas. It took me, say, 2 hours on Monday just to do the ears, but then once I got home and I changed my tactic of how I was doing it by cutting my pieces out first, tracing and cutting my pieces out first. That's gone a lot quicker and a lot better than the other way. So yeah, so I think I might just keep doing them this way. Well, at least you're going to have them, Deborah. You'll have them at home to use then, won't you, when you get home? That'd be nice. And you'll be able to make them up. So that's good. So yeah, she's bringing me. I've got another session on Monday, and she's bringing me the zips so that I can do the. And if I can get me cover, I've already got my backing fabric. I've not opened it even. I've already got my backing fabric to do the back of my cushions. Which is that. So that's going to be my back of me cushions. I've got 2 meters of that, so I should have plenty of that. So they're slightly different blues, but they should go okay with the backs. And so she's going to bring me zips, and she said the one she'd done the normal cow, and she'd put a different coloured zip on, so the zip didn't match the backing colours at all. So she put so that it gave it a pop, which I think I might do on mine. Yeah, I like that, Tracy. It's gorgeous. It's called Bumbleberry. I do like this Bumbleberry fabric, to be honest. This Irene and Lewis Bumbleberry, but this is they've added stars to it. Let me see if I can find the name of it. There you go. Irene and Lewis, Celestial. That's what it's called. You'll all be going looking for that now, won't you? I'm an enabler, making this shop. Tracing the pieces on, yeah, well, she was getting us tracing the pieces onto iron-on interface, which is fine, except like the problem I'm having with this one, if you can see, it's coming away, the interfacing is coming away from the pieces on the short points, especially on where it's like really pointy. It's just not sticking properly, and I don't know whether that's because I was ironing it at the wrong temperature or what. I don't know. To be honest, if it was me doing it, I'm setting it up, I would use proper heat. I would use heat and bond or similar, so that you can actually trace all your pieces and cut them out, and then iron them in place so that you're not having all these pins popping. Are you making me thinking what I want to shop? Yeah, that's the shop. Say I like to make a shop. So if now that you've seen them and you're all going out and buying them, so yeah, using heat and bond would be a lot easier than the iron-on interface, because it would stabilize the pieces and keep them fixed. And it would have been easier if there was an actual printed pattern that you could trace around, rather than having to trace it over the dark fabric, because that's really difficult over the dark print of the fabric to see the white through. I mean, I actually used the light box to try and so that I could see it better. So I'm going to leave you all at that, and hopefully catch up with you next week, and hopefully you'll all be watching and tuned into Melissa in about half an hour, is it? Yeah, about half an hour. Tune in for Melissa's holiday hop. Yeah, so that's it. So hopefully we'll see you all next week. So hand sewing is feasible. It was like a lot of hand sewing, especially if you're doing the Highland cow. That would be a lot of hand sewing. But it is feasible. Yeah. So any other questions before we get off? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, mine's tomorrow. Hopefully we'll catch up with you all next time. Take care, everybody.